What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Earthboys podcast. My name is Emmy,
And I'm Jaden.
and today is a lovely overcast day. It's amazing.
Yeah,
Yesterday we saw Dune 2.
it was pretty
I
good.
went to bed thinking about it. It's a pretty good movie.
He went to bed thinking about that Bene Jesuit.
Yeah, that Bene Gesserit turbo pussy got me acting relatively normal for exactly 5 minutes.
My thing is, how long were they walking down that hallway before they saw each other?
Uh,
Not that we're ruining the movie or anything.
yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
that hallway looked at least like the walk from here to my work.
That shit looked long as hell.
Yeah, bro. I'm like, you
I
guys got
think,
carts?
I think, I think Fade just like he's one of those people that feels himself so much, like is so drunk off the power of being like a powerful person.
Uh-huh.
He probably didn't even realize like what was around him. He was just like walking, lost in thought, and then I don't know if he heard the footsteps or he just felt a presence, but
Well, he's like a fucking. Well, I'm gonna assume he was like a elite warrior, but also the
yeah,
display in the Colosseum didn't lead me to believe so. But then also he put up a good fight, X, Y, or Z. Although I did like the part of the scene where you see the hallway and you can see um,
all the fireworks
the fireworks
outside.
going off.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah,
like different timing, so different parts of the hallway is lit up.
yeah.
Absolutely terrifying, but cool at the same time.
Right.
And I like that their fireworks were like plasma or whatever. It looked
Yeah,
like.
yeah. It was
rather
different.
Than, rather than
Uh-huh.
like gunpowder, where you
Uh-huh.
just see an explosion. There's just like a.
Yeah, their system, wherever that system is, the sun is a black and white star, which is why the light is black and white.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, so like you remember how like in the shadows, like you could see more color, like more depth, I guess. And then when they went out into the whatever sunlight it was just pure black and white.
Yeah.
That's the sun is black and white.
Ah.
It's like a black and white star, so like that's why the light is different on that planet. But yeah, it was an interesting movie. I was very fascinated with like
You were loving it.
yeah, oh fuck, I was
I was in there,
dude, I was locked
but
in.
you were loving it. Like,
I was fucking locked in.
geeking out. I was like, damn, this good. Hey,
Yeah, well, because I was reading,
Fucking
because I was
nerd.
thinking
No,
of the book. I was thinking of the book storyline and like what they were adding and what they changed a little bit.
Uh-huh.
And for the most part, it was really accurate and well explained, I guess, for what they wanted to show the viewer in terms of where they were in the story. I think they did a really good job of like
Except for
making sure they were
movies,
adding stuff.
as a normal person that didn't read the books, you're gonna have to rewatch it a couple times to
Yeah,
really get the
for
universe.
sure, gonna have to watch it a
Because
few
like I
times.
still like even though I was watching it and then obviously I'd ask you questions about certain things. Like I saw the
Uh-huh.
first one, but for some reason it still feels like I'm in a universe where, like, I'm fucking lost.
Yeah, because
You know what I
you
mean?
kind of get just thrown into the story.
Yeah.
And then I think when you're reading the books after the second and third book, you start realizing like what the story is, and it's like, oh, okay, I can see like the importance of certain characters and what they're going to do and what they have to do,
Yeah.
and kind of like what their purpose is. You start piecing it together more so along the lines of like the second and third book. But this
Yeah.
movie like was basically the last part of the first book, and then they kind of had to jump a little bit to set up for the second and third book.
Yeah.
So like I thought it was going to be a little bit of the second book too because it's part 2.
Yeah.
But the first book was so long and had so much in it that they had to break it up into 2 parts.
Yeah.
So like the second movie is the last part of the first book.
Yeah. I mean,
But-
I felt good watching a high production movie again since I feel like we're only getting
Yeah.
just shitty remakes. Now,
Oh, man.
technically, Dune is a remake, but like not really. You
It's
know
a
what I mean?
remake, but it's not because it's a new version of it. But this one is done in a way where it's like it
Yeah,
it feels
they
really
took the
new.
time because I think we've been like shit on by one, just nothing but superhero movies with their shitty CGI and
Yeah.
not very deep storytelling,
Yeah,
and then like the recent Star Wars movies and some of the shows honestly are just very like you can tell it's almost like watching a flat image where I felt like Dune felt very 3D and like the world had a lot of depth in it.
yeah, it felt
It
really
felt good
fleshed
watching a
out.
high production, to put it in video games terms, AAA titles. We don't have those anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we don't.
Till a Fallout drops, till
Uh-huh.
an Oblivion drops, till back in the day when a Halo would drop,
When a Halo would drop,
and
yeah,
people actually gave a fuck. Or
Uh-huh.
like when a Gears of War would drop,
yeah,
and then obviously we have these filler games, which is technically like Apex. We have like these are technically games not meant to be AAA titles because they're not.
right.
But it was nice to get like a AAA movie, if that makes sense.
That
Something where
actually
you're
felt like a movie theater movie that was like
Yes.
badass.
And it's been years since I've been to a movie where it's like, oh, this looks like a movie theater movie.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it had that feel to it. But overall, man, I think they did such a good job. Yeah, they changed a couple of things here, in regards to his sister. You know what I mean? And like the last part, there was in the books a couple more years pass than what it was shown in the movie. Um, and so they had to rework a couple of characters. But other than that, I mean, I think they did a really good job of like interpreting what the last part of the book was
Uh-huh.
to the audience. So I was quite happy with it, and
But also, I feel like book people are always like, "Oh, the book was so much better." It's like, but everyone goes,
yeah.
"Shut up, dork."
Well, no, I mean, I'm not gonna be here and
No,
put
I'm not
myself on a
pressing that on
pedestal,
you,
but I
but like,
understand what you mean because people who read the book are book purists, as they say online, definitely like will have their gripes with it. But
and
at that
shrug
point, it's like,
themselves. It's like it
at that
wasn't
point, it's like you're
exact.
stupid because the movie was good. So I don't know
Yeah,
why you're complaining. You know
yeah.
what I mean? There's no reason to be all snippy and perfect about it. But yeah, I was very happy with it. And for those who don't like reading books and just want to watch the movies, like you're gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
I feel like you don't even need to read the books to watch these
I
or
feel like you're
enjoy
the
it.
only person I know that's read the books.
Yeah, fuck, dude, the books are so good.
I kind of want to watch the original Dune.
Oh, like which one? There's two
Oh, is it
different
really?
types. Yeah,
I don't know. It's usually the one they just put clips on Twitter.
the one that I want to watch is the one from like the 80s or whatever, where
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah,
it's like that one guy with the really big hair.
yeah,
I think you know exactly where the meme
yeah, yeah,
comes
yeah.
from.
And the funny thing is like obviously back then they didn't use youth actors. They were all like old people. Every movie, like no matter what.
Yeah, they're all like way older guys, and then
Yeah,
like the young dude is like a dude in his 30s. You're
yeah,
like, okay, well, they just made him look. They gave him a younger haircut, and that
yeah.
was that was that. And then,
I can see the wig, buddy.
dude, and then the child actors in those movies are like legit child actors. It's not
Yeah,
like you know what I mean? Yeah.
yeah.
So
I'd like to see the old one. Also, I liked the 3D, the AI render where they were like Dune, but if it was like X, Y, or Z, I don't know what it was. But some of the art looked very interesting.
yeah.
Like obviously it's AI,
Uh
but
huh.
it was very interesting to see like, oh, but if so and so directed it in the 80s, and it was like obviously more weird looking,
You
more
could see
weird
each
shapes.
stylized version of it. Like
Yeah,
if
yeah, yeah. It
so and
was
so
cool.
were to have made the movie. I mean, there was supposed to be one made by I don't know if it's like Jabakowski. I don't know how to say his name. I'm probably butchering it right now. People are gonna be pissed. But it was some guy with the Owski last name, and then Mobius, who's like a concept artist that was back like really popular back in the day.
Uh-huh.
Mobius did a lot of really sick concept art for what was supposed to be that movie that they were supposed to make, but it never went through, and they ended up not making it at all. But the concept art exists online, and
Oh, that's cool.
people really like that certain style that Mobius was able to capture. And so you just see concepts of like the Sardaukar armor and like the Fremen armor and all
Yeah.
that other stuff. So it was really interesting just to see people's visions of that universe, and I think that Danny Villeneuve, or however you say his last name, I think his interpretation of the world and like the grittiness and the colors that he chose and like the aesthetics of everyone in the world, I think that like it blends together so well.
Uh-huh.
It's like I was very pleasantly surprised at how cohesive that universe was looking through his eyes, you
How come
know?
I was the only one to laugh when that dude got sniped in the dome in the first 5 minutes?
Because you and I laugh at those like sudden unexpected moments, and it's just like what the fuck?
Bro got beamed from like 1,000 meters out. Just,
Dude, they literally went up like fucking G's, bro, with the anti-gravity shit. Like the way they were going up the hill looks so futuristic and shit, like the sound of it and everything.
it looked funny because obviously in every other thing, like it's thruster packs, like you'll see the fire.
Right, you'd
But
think it's
theirs
like a
was
jetpack.
theirs was it just made them like a bubble.
Yeah, basically turns off their gravity and
Yeah,
they could.
which was really weird for me to be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, because I thought they were like floating up by some like magnetic device
Uh-huh.
or being repelled up by some, electrical whatever, but
Yeah,
then
that's what it
you
looked like.
realize when they're pushing themselves up, it's like they don't have gravity.
Yeah.
So they're like literally pulling themselves up over the rock and then like turning it off and then standing back down again.
Yeah,
That
bro
that
got
whole
domed,
idea
though.
was really cool, but the guy getting sniped from like thousands of meters out, like just standing on a rock somewhere. It's like the dude was in the sand, Kraber loaded, big fat bolt being drawn back,
Yeah.
lining it up
Just murked him.
right.
And another part that we liked was the machine gun on the little helicopter things.
Oh, dude, that was so sick. It was
I
like
was like,
it
oh
was like
shit.
a big fat prowler.
Yeah,
Like an M60 and a prowler from Apex Legends had a
but it had
baby.
like a very like subtle sound.
Yeah. It was like electrically suppressed or I don't know what like it was just some futuristic
It
shit.
was a cool concept to
It
see
was a
like
really
people,
cool
and then
idea.
like just people getting murked. I was like, oh yeah,
It's like brah, brah, and like little spurts. You just see him
yeah.
get fucking
It literally looked
destroyed.
like it sprayed in like an octagon pattern, but it was like
Oh
really
yeah,
fast. And
almost
malicious.
like a peacekeeper, but a different shape with the pellets land like.
Yeah,
Bah,
it was
bah.
cool. I was like, oh shit,
Yeah.
people getting lit up.
Well, I like that scene too because in the books, it goes into a lot more detail, obviously. But Paul basically, he had in that moment he was like, I need to win. I need to basically make the Fremen people believe that like I'm here for their cause,
Yeah,
and so he doesn't want to accept his true purpose, which is what being the Kwisatz Haderach. His mom was like, you have to go to the south. Like you
yeah,
have to talk to these people, and you have to drink the water of life. And Paul's sister's like, yeah, you stupid bitch, listen to your mom. This is your purpose. And he's like, fuck the both of you. I don't want to accept my purpose because I'm just a boy and I want to, do boy stuff. So I'm gonna help these jihadists here, and we're gonna go destroy a bunch of fucking spice mines, and I'm
bunch of
gonna
government property.
radicalize everybody and have them believe that I'm their literal messiah, and then I'll go to the south and drink the water of life.
But I feel like he had to do that though,
He
right?
had to because he has to find himself and like realize what his
Well, he
purpose
also has to
is.
build like followers from like multiple corners, you know.
Exactly. He has to show everyone that like he's the guy and that's you want to put your chips on him to
Yeah.
be the Mahdi or whatever, Lisan al Gaib, you know. But it's so funny. Like one of the moments I see people quote a lot is when Stilgar was there like in the mount or something, and Paul does something to like prove or to not to prove it because people already believe it, but to reaffirm their belief that he is the Lisan al Gaib. And you see his reaction, like it came out of him. He was like so
Oh yeah,
surprised.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
remember?
yeah.
And he says it
Because it
immediately. He
goes
goes,
from Josh
"Oh,
Brolin to him, and he goes,
oh." He's like, "Oh, Lisan al Gaib." Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
dude was holding it
I,
in.
I was stoked for him because what I liked his character.
Yeah, his
I
character
don't know
was
if he's
sick.
like South American or if he's Spanish.
I think he's Spanish.
In real life.
I think he's
I don't know
Spanish.
what he
Yeah,
is.
in real life.
But he's a likable actor. Uh, and it was like, dude, imagine like he's betting on what's his name, Paul.
Yeah, Paul.
What a name, Paul. That's it.
Paul Atreides.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
That's
now.
his last name.
Okay,
The Atreides family.
the Duke.
The Duke. Yeah.
So he's sitting there talking. He's like, dude, the Duke is the guy, and everyone's like, nah. Like half of his tribe is like, you're stupid.
Dude,
But
he
then
was
some of
on
them were
it.
like, no, we're followers. And he's like, the dude was writing for his boy so hard. And then when he became the dude, like every scene that he was like got in order or went to war or whatever, he was stoked. I was like, I want to fight with that guy because he's so stoked and he's
Yeah.
so believing. And he's like,
Oh man,
dude, he literally was like, fuck all y'all. Like, yo,
dude,
I chose the right guy.
He's the one dude that like from the get go, he was like had a sneaking suspicion, and then he was the first one to like because he's already a devout believer in that prophecy. That was his life, So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
at the first two signs of Paul being the guy, he was like, "That's it, right there.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody else says." Like
Or every time he was, as it was written.
as it was written. Yeah, and then I think there was another line where Stilgar was like, "I don't care what you believe because I believe." Like
Yeah.
it doesn't matter like if they doubt him or nothing. He's like he truly believed that he was the one.
Yeah.
And so obviously as the story goes on and he's realizing, oh, Paul really is the fucking guy.
He's that fucking
then
guy.
he gets stoked as fuck.
That's
You know
so
that guy
funny.
was like really extremist, like that he wants it to happen,
What would they call him? Traditionalists?
No. Traditionalists were in the north. He was
Were in the
he
north?
was a southern believer.
Oh, instead of
The more
which is
religious, the more
like-
religious type.
Yeah, the more religious type. Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Honestly, it made you like the desert, which is kind of funny considering we live in a shitty desert.
Yeah.
But like, it made you kind of like the desert and see their technology and all their water tech.
Yeah, and like how they, even in the harshest conditions, it like it creates an environment where like you have to be the best to survive or else you won't at all.
Yeah.
So like those people that are out there are like the best because they found a way to live in the harshest conditions. So it was pretty crazy.
How do you feel about who is his girlfriend?
Who
What's her name?
Chani?
Zendaya.
Zendaya, yeah, Chani.
Chani, that's her name.
Mm-hmm.
How did like, isn't that kind of sad where she's like, doesn't believe that where he's from it rains and then they have oceans and water like that?
Yeah.
Like, how would you explain that to someone? And they're like, no, that doesn't exist.
So like I would say
Like, Like,
So imagine, no. I'd be like, so you know how those still suits they wear regulate their own body water,
yeah,
and you know how they take the water from dead bodies to drink, and then their dead soldiers, they take the water from their dead soldiers and put it into the basin
yeah,
to store it for later. I'd basically be like, look, you know all those pools of all the dead soldiers that you guys had throughout, centuries, like all that liquid water you guys have. So yeah, so imagine every day that like droplets of that water fall down for like 6-8 hours a day, every day.
but like she wouldn't believe it because water's so
Water's
scarce
so
and crazy.
crazy. It's like
Yeah,
those pools of water. There's pools of water that cover swaths of the ocean that are meters deep that you
yeah.
couldn't even reach the bottom of if you wanted to. They
I was
wouldn't
kind
even
of
be
hoping
able to
that she was gonna get to
conceptualize
see
that.
it.
They wouldn't even be able to conceptualize that
Yeah,
probably. You'd be like, what? How is that even like? There's no way that that's even possible because all they know is the sand and the sand trout and then the worms.
and the fucking sun.
Yeah. And so, I mean, it's just crazy
Like I
thinking
was
about
hoping
what they
at
had
some
to do.
point. I know there's so much story. I was hoping
Oh,
at some
yeah.
point that she was gonna get to see the rain or see the water or something. Obviously, she might in later books. I don't fucking know. I'm never gonna read them.
Yeah.
And my Dune journey stops when the last movie gets made. To be honest with you,
Yeah,
like
when
I don't give a fuck that far.
yeah, I don't know if
But
you care if I spoil some things here
well, I
and
mean,
there
there's people probably listening that don't want it spoiled.
that don't want to spoil it. Yeah, you're right. So
I
I
mean, we're
want
gonna have to put a spoiler warning to somewhat
to
on this pod.
yeah,
But
minor spoilers, but I think there's a reason why they want to stop after Dune Messiah after the third book.
is it because it gets a little weirder or something?
It gets really weird, but it jumps forward in time by 1,000 years, and then after that, and then also like, you know, fuck.
So Paul isn't alive in the fourth one.
Yeah, he's not.
Oh yeah, exactly. So why are you gonna build up three movies and
The thing is,
characters and then rip it
the
apart?
story continues with Paul's family line still. So like
Yeah.
his children get involved, like Chani's children get involved, and then you see the importance of Paul's sister and why they call her the abomination and what that has to do with the story later on,
Uh-huh.
and how important that setup is for that beginning part. You know what I mean? The beginning of the golden path that they're talking about. So they have to set up this, big ass stuff that happened, in the beginning part of their story, and then it has to jump ahead, and then it starts explaining like now why certain things were happening. So like,
Yeah.
both
And
parts
I
of
would
the
have no interest in that.
Yeah.
Just because like we spent 3 movies trying to like, all right, okay, I guess I like this character. I
Mm-hmm.
guess I don't like that character.
yeah.
And then, boom, 1,000 years later, like, who the fuck are these people now?
I mean, it's
Like, we'll know, but it's like, again, it's like, who gives a fuck? Because you just spent me 3 movies,
yeah.
6 hours,
The
7
whole point.
hours.
The whole point though is to show the scale of like the scale and the importance of the scale of the golden paths. It's not just like these things that these people have to do in like one lifetime and then everything's good.
Yeah. No,
It's
I
like
agree.
they have to like the God King has to rule for like thousands of years to like set humanity on this like perfect trajectory, and throughout all those thousands of years, like you like things had to be done a certain way to get to a certain point, and then once the God King dies, whatever things happen, and then the story has to continue.
Yeah,
But
I get it.
You
But
know
also,
what I mean?
I can
Yeah,
see why they're not doing that.
exactly. It's just a lot to 1,000 years in the
'Cause
future.
no one's gonna give a fuck.
It's kind of
Yeah. At least in Star Wars, you still had characters that you still know who they are. So you're like,
yeah.
oh,
The
I'm
the
invested in
timeline
the
is
story.
within like maybe 50 years, or
Yeah.
the important parts are within like a 50-year gap or something like
Yeah,
that.
so you
You
still
know what
have
I
old
mean?
characters and shit like that.
Yes.
See, I wouldn't really be interested in seeing like another set of random characters.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
I mean, there's a couple characters that live for those thousands of years. Like and then you see, other characters get, reborn again. And there's obviously, I'm not going to go into full details for,
Well, I mean, you already been going into full detail.
I guess I
for the
might
last 20 minutes, you fucking nerd.
yeah, whatever. Well, I'm not going to spoil 100% of the things. I already spoiled, some information here
already,
and there,
yeah.
but I'm not going to, for the sake
But
of
it's
the
okay
listener.
because you'll get the hate. I won't.
I'll get the hate. Yeah.
But I'll
no.
probably get the hate for calling you like a nerd and shit, which I don't really care.
I mean, that's fine. That's fine.
Fucking losers.
Yeah.
Reading books and shit.
Right. But other than that, I mean,
Fallout series looks a little corny, but
the
also,
Fallout series, yeah.
I think I'm still gonna watch it though.
I mean, I've heard a lot of people genuinely actually be more excited about this series than I have other like series in the past
Yeah.
that are like
'Cause I
video
think
game related.
I think it's just like, well, obviously it's not out yet, so we can't make our opinions.
Uh-huh.
Most people that I've heard watch the Halo series. Fucking, it sucks.
Yeah.
but also we knew that, but also don't think it's canon.
It's
Which
like
is
we
not.
knew that, but people also couldn't believe that we knew that. And so they
Yeah,
had to confirm it for themselves, and then it's like, oh yeah, you're right. It's trash.
yeah. I do like the actor that the ghoul is. He's that dude that's always in the Quentin Tarantino movies. He's always like a bad guy.
I don't know. I don't know names like.
I don't know his name, but if I showed you a picture, you'd see
Oh,
who he
okay,
is.
yeah.
The lead girl, she's cute
Mm-hmm.
with her big eyes.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, yes.
I'm
here
gonna
for
look
it.
up the cast right now. Give me a
However, she
second.
walks out of the vault for the first time without a pair of goggles, and that bothered me. Because when you leave a vault, you need to wear goggles, especially that's what they tell you in the third Fallout.
Yeah,
So
if you're
you don't
inside,
burn your eyes out.
yeah, I was gonna say if you're inside your whole damn life and then you
And
finally
generations.
see sunlight for the first time, I'm pretty sure it's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure your eyes are gonna hurt when you first walk out there.
Have you ever stayed inside all day and then you walk out for the first time to grab something and your eyes hit that hard adjust? You're like, whoa.
Dude, and it's only been like at that point it's only been maybe half a day. You know, when you step outside,
Imagine
you're
your
like,
whole life. I was like, she walked out and I was like, her mutation must be her big eyes that allows her to do
oh,
something.
I guess they allowed the sunlight. It just works like that. Dude, if it was anybody else, we'd step outside and it's like literally full facing.
They literally look like there was like holes burned into your face.
No, it's like looking
smoke.
directly at a flashbang.
Yeah.
It's like when the FBI comes to your house and they're like, "Open up," and they throw in a concussion flashbang grenade, and then you stare at it, and then you watch it go off.
Yeah.
That's what it would feel like stepping outside the vault for the first time.
But yeah, I'll probably watch it. It looks interesting. Fuck it.
Yeah. Hold on. So I'm looking it up right now. Walton Goggins. Why does that guy look like he looks like an Adult Swim character. His forehead is like half his face.
Who?
Big ass smile. Walton Goggins. Look at him.
Is he the ghoul?
I don't know. I'm just looking at the cast. Oh, it has Moises Arias.
Yeah, Walter Goggins. I like him.
The guy's got a big ass fucking forehead.
Yeah. But he's always likable in every movie he's in, though.
That guy looks like he smokes the best cigars.
And that's why they probably chose him to be the ghoul, because he does have a very interesting look to him.
He has he has a very interesting look.
Which it was probably pretty they're like, all right, yeah.
They're like, he definitely fits. Michael Emerson, Zach Cherry, Zalia Mendez Jones.
Let's go. The girl that's the main character in Fallout is 27. You know, she was born in September 17th, 1996. That's Bay.
Dang, dude.
She's a day older than me.
You know what's crazy is that she's a year younger than me. What?
She's literally born a day before me. Same year.
She's older than you by a day.
Let's go, baby. I like.
Is this your new bae?
This is my new bae now.
That's your new bae?
The fuck?
Ella Purnell. If you're listening to this, my homeboy Jaden, he's in very deep with Fallout lore, and he'd like to be in very deep with you.
With your lore.
I mean what? And then, but you're gonna have to hit some Radex after dealing with this guy right here.
Dude, I'll hit
some
Jet
Radaway or whatever.
I'll hit everything.
I'm excited though. You know, it just obviously you have to be careful with these shows because you never know how it's gonna be. But I'm hoping for the best for Fallout because I like Fallout.
She's from Whitechapel, London, United Kingdom.
Wait, what? From where?
Whitechapel?
Purnell's an English actress. She began her career as a child actress on the thing loaded on West End and in the films Never Let Me Go, Intruders, and Maleficent in 2014. Oh, that's why she looked kind of familiar. Okay, I think I've seen her face online a few times.
Yeah, she looks vaguely familiar, is what it is.
Right.
Not to mention, most women look better in a vault suit too.
Yeah.
But maybe that's just me liking Fallout.
Oh, Bethnal Green.
Yep, found the Insta. Let's go.
In Whitechapel area of East London. So she's from the south.
She's probably already married and engaged and shit.
Yeah.
Gotta be.
Well, there was a guy at my work a couple weeks ago, and I recognized his accent, and I told one of my coworkers, I was like, I bet you this guy's from somewhere in London. I didn't specify what side of the city, but I said, I bet you this guy's from South England because of his accent. And I was like, hey, just a real quick question. I noticed your accent. May I ask where you're from? And he goes, oh, yeah, I'm from East London. And in my mind, I was like, I knew it!
Yeah.
from at least from the south of the country. Like I obviously didn't specify where in London
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
from, but
Obviously,
like
we're,
I
we're
knew
not over here being
I could
technical.
tell the accent was kind of like a more southern accent. And so I was like excited, and he saw that I was a little stoked, and I was like, "Oh yeah, well, my fiance is from the Midlands, and so
Uh-huh.
we were both hyped." He's like, "Oh, I've been there before, whatever,"
Yeah.
and so we had like a connection moment. So I was like, "I hope I see you again, dude." I shook his hand and everything. He's a really cool guy,
Uh-huh.
but yeah, it's pretty cool. I guess kind of close, I guess, where the accent was from,
Yeah.
but that's cool.
It's kind of weird to think like when you have someone that's not from the area,
Uh huh.
especially where we are, which is like a very southern part of San Diego, and like you're like, what the fuck brought you here,
Right.
right? Like,
Like, why are you?
I get maybe if you're in the city or like North San Diego
You're here for the city
Temecula,
life, for the
or something.
tropicalness.
But it's like, why the fuck are you here in like this far south?
I mean, some people.
Don't give me a real explanation.
How
I'm
do
not
I?
asking for a real explanation. I'm saying like, what the fuck? Like that's so random that specifically.
Well, that's what I mean.
here.
Like, obviously, I'm trying to figure out like a logical response to like
We're
why
not
someone.
looking for a logical
I
response here.
I know.
You fucking nerd.
Yeah.
But like,
But
seriously,
why?
though,
But
like,
why would they though?
That's funny because it's like you said he was at your work.
Yeah.
That's very ultra specific and very south and very
Yeah. Like why from? I think he was. I don't know if he was visiting friends here or he goes to school here or something like that. But
Uh-huh.
I didn't really ask any more questions after. But it
But I
was.
feel like if you're moving countries to go to school, you're not going to any schools this far south.
Dude, I don't know.
You know what I mean?
I don't know. What if he applied to like his counselor, he was like, "Where do you want to go?" I don't know, somewhere nice. They're like the West Coast, and then apply to USD. I don't know, dude. I
Bro,
don't know.
No. What they did was they blindfolded him and he threw a dart at the fucking globe.
And he's like, "Fuck!"
Yeah.
when it hits San
Oh
Diego.
shithole!
Fuck.
He's like, nope,
Wait,
you're
can I go
locked in,
again? Nah. You chose that one. Sorry, bud. He's like, wait.
Nah. They fucking slapped cuffs on him, put a muzzle like, nah.
They throw him in a cage and then send him to San Diego.
Better learn Spanish, dork.
Oh.
I don't want to learn Spanish.
Yeah.
And it's not even the proper Spanish either. I guess ours is like a slang.
Yeah, it's
Or a
a
different
Mexican
dialect.
Right. Dialect. No, that's funny. But yeah, I recognized where the accent was from, and it made me pretty happy that I could kind of differentiate a little bit at least.
I had some, not like regular Hawaiians, but like very, not village Hawaiians, but you could tell they're more rural Hawaiians
Uh-huh.
the other day.
Yeah.
And their accent was very like Hawaiian / Native American.
Very was it very like Islander type?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
The mom was very nice.
Oh, that's cool.
Definitely like, well, she's like an older woman.
Uh-huh.
Like very stern, not stern, but like her humor is more of like the,
Like-
yeah, matchy humor, but it's
yeah.
like still like all in good, like love.
Uh-huh.
And it was funny because it was like, you're like the type of person like that you'd see in a movie, like a character. Like
Oh, yeah. Like you can see where the character trope came
like
from.
the dead mother. Yeah. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? I was
right.
like, wow, this is cool.
Yeah, you can see where that caricature came from. That's pretty cool.
At first, it took me a while to track the accent because I couldn't really tell. And then I was like, where are you guys from?
Yeah.
She said, oh, Hawaii.
I don't
Yeah, we're from two different islands. One was a really small one,
Mhm.
and then the other one was like Oahu or something.
Okay.
But I was really cool.
Still though, that's
cool.
super awesome that like you hear an accent like that and it makes you think, where in the world are they from?
Yeah,
You know?
I have to cross-reference all the files in my head. Like,
Yeah. Doing like the live calculations in your brain.
no, it's the original Battlefront.
Oh, it's like zooming in on the map.
And you're like, oh fuck, Geonosis, no.
The old like 90s style like map selection screen,
Yeah.
it's like loading in. You're like, oh damn.
But yeah, no, I think it always is fun meeting people from different places.
Yeah, from different places. It's super cool.
And they're like these fucking damn locals.
Yeah, man.
Like it's me.
Yeah. Like all in your face is just like you're hyping up the dog,
Dude, how did no one laugh in the theater when Homeboy's about to go ride a worm? I mean, this is not much of a spoiler. We all know the Messiah. He's gonna check all the boxes,
Right.
right? So it's not really a spoiler.
Yeah.
How did he not go?
Worm.
And then you get one. He goes, ah. He goes, no, I'm just kidding. like how did no one else laugh at that in the theater? Like that's fucking hilarious. Like he
Because
was,
I think they're so like the movie is so serious, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that level of serious. So something like some little moment like that where he psychs him out,
yeah.
like you're not gonna expect it to have that little
I don't
moment.
get it. That was so funny with it. I don't know what's his name again.
Stilgar,
The Spanish guy.
yeah, Stilgar.
again, Stilgar's my favorite from the beginning.
Yep.
Just because he seemed like a real motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know? And like the way he was like, yeah, It's not, I'm just kidding. But I was like, dude, how does no one find that funny? Like,
Because that's something you and I would do. Like, it's completely serious moment. And then,
yeah.
like just throwing it like for the sake of just being a fucking idiot. Like,
Yeah.
just for no reason,
Dude, that was.
It's such an uncle thing to do,
Yeah.
too. Like, you have a little fledgling that you're training and, you psych
Yeah.
him out like it's a big worm,
Bro still has like a little boy body, like the super thin, like.
Emaciated, like.
Yeah. He's like, okay, I guess I'll do this. But yeah, I don't know. I thought that was so fucking funny when he did that. I do feel like the crowd of Dune lends itself to being too serious, though. Obviously, it's a very serious toned movie.
Yeah.
But it was always like, I enjoy the bits like that. Because, again, that is something we would do where it's like something serious. But like, okay, yeah, you coach them, they go, but don't fuck it up, or something.
Yeah, it's like, but don't die,
Yeah, but don't die. Like,
something completely stupid, just an offhanded, like. But I think that also added, like, that was such a human moment, though.
yeah.
Because that type of humor or that type of situational like moment is something so innately human. Like you could find that in a lot of situations throughout the world, right? Where like a friend will be like, like just a just a little psych. But yeah, it was very funny that in that serious movie, it's like here's the Messiah like coming up and like proving to the people that he's the chosen one, and here's Stilgar fucking off, like trying to joke around a little bit,
But also it's funny because. Obviously, they spend most of their time serious because obviously the conditions they live in.
Yeah.
But it is funny when younger people would I have to give them advice on something as far as like work or whatever, and ask me this. Like I always say, oh yeah, but this, but don't fuck it up though. To me, that's maybe why Stuttgart fucking cracked me up because it was like that's exactly what I would like because it's like yeah, I get a moment can be serious, but a little bit of humor in a serious moment makes it less tense, but like you still know it's serious. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was probably my favorite like scene of the movie.
Oh man, it was so good.
That's just funny.
I mean, I was really hyped when Paul rode the grandfather worm. That was pretty sick.
Yeah, it looks very sandy though.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't survive there.
It'd be like if you didn't have your face wrapped or anything like that, like you'd be swallowing so much fucking sand.
Yeah.
Like if you didn't have any of that shit on. Obviously, like they wear it for a reason to protect themselves from the sand, but like just the amount of it all the time, fucking every day, I'd lose my shit.
Yeah, no. Like
I could see why Anakin didn't like Tatooine.
Sand everywhere. Like I'm talking gooch.
Yeah.
Your cheeks, your thighs to where
Jungle Bridge covered in sand always. In your still suit, like probably poking you and rubbing on you the wrong way. You get spice everywhere, like
when him and obviously Homegirl were sharing the tent.
Oh
After
yeah,
a while,
they were sharing sand too.
I was like, they're sharing.
They were swapping sand all
and
night.
I'm also like, does he get to finish? Because that would be considered him losing moisture.
Oh my!
Remember, Stugar was like, keep it in.
He's like, keep it in, keep it in. Oh my god, dude! Their whole. But then how do they breed if they can only edge? Are you?
I didn't see any children there. Did you?
Are you riding the worm or are you edging today?
Yeah, bro. Like,
God, I didn't think about that.
Like even when
maybe that's the one liquid that they allow to leave the body.
But I mean, it's got to be like once a month type deal.
It's got to be they have to like hold it in for. They only have like one day.
Yeah.
In the month, where they're allowed to. No, because then I feel like well.
Or
it's a double-edged sword.
Say you obviously do your thing, you finish with your girl.
Yeah.
And then she goes, well, like now I got to give something back to you, so she like spits in your mouth twice.
Dude, stop.
That sounds about right?
No, stop, dude. No, absolutely not. I'm going full reverse right now, back up this road because I'm done going down this path, this trajectory.
Hey, bro, you got to keep the moisture somehow. You got to give and get.
But that's like, I would believe that that's an acceptable liquid that could be released, and given without having to have any return.
The steward goes, hold it in.
Dude, and the mom's like having a pregnant woman moment where she's like gonna puke, and he's like, no, and you see her struggling, like it's like there, and you're trying to like pass it back down, but it's just too much.
I hear when she starts to cry, and he just takes her tear, and just walks away. I was like, legend.
It takes the tear and like eats it.
Yeah, I was like, legend.
He's like, cannot waste it.
Yeah, I was like, legend.
Yeah. Oh, and then Chani uses the tear mixed with the water of life to wake Paul back up from
Yeah.
his coma.
I was thinking the whole time, Darth Vader in that universe would be sick.
Dude, Darth Vader in
Because
that
he'd be,
universe would be horrifying.
because like think about it, he has powers. He's got the sword, and bro, like it would probably have more advanced robotics. Bro would have murked everybody in that room.
The thing is, thinking computers are banned in that universe, so he wouldn't even be able to have like robots like that.
What do you mean?
Like robots and AI and computers were banned in their universe.
Yeah,
So
but Vader's not an AI though.
I know he's not, but the robots he could create to like his medical droids and like all that shit would be frowned upon, is what I'm saying.
But I'm sure he would still have normal doctors that have the
He would
knowledge.
still have normal doctors. No, no, no.
But I'm talking about in his standalone suit. There's no AI. I mean, there's
No,
cybernetics,
no.
but
What
there's
I'm
no
saying is,
AI.
if he had made robots to like service, because you know he's like fucked. He's like obviously fucked up all over,
Yeah.
and he has those robots that like service him. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
like clean his armor and like clean his body and all that shit. Those robots would be frowned upon. Like those would be like not allowed in the Dune universe. But him
Then
existing
what
with
was
his
that dude's
doctors,
fucking little like thing that floated next to him?
that's not a like a live thing. That's just a device that's floating. That's keeping him alive because the Bennett. So the Reverend Mother of the Harkonnen family poisoned the Baron. So like in the lore, what happens is so the Bene Gesserit have to breed with the leaders of the family to try to get the Kwisatz Haderach for their breeding program.
Uh huh.
And the Baron did some shit that the Reverend Mother didn't like. I don't remember exactly in the lore what it was. I watched too many videos.
Now he needs a whole electronic spine.
Yeah, and so that's why he's fat and ugly and like fucked up and sick.
Uh huh.
And that machine keeps him alive. So like that's not a like a robot or like a computer program. It's just like a medical device. But what they're saying is thinking computers, like a computer
You should
system.
ban those here too.
Yeah, I would say so too because in that universe the AI almost killed everybody, and they had that was the. I don't know if they referenced it by name in the movie, but if you ever hear Butlerian Jihad, that was the holy war that they waged against the AI machines. And then that's after that was when they banned all the machines. So that's why when you see the space travel, like the technology that they have, it almost looks ancient, like before their time. You know what I mean? A lot of the technology looks like it's been around for like thousands and thousands of years, but it's never been updated.
Yeah.
That's the reason. Is
Okay,
because
makes sense.
they stagnated because they couldn't advance their computers any more than what they had. So they just kept the old tech and continued to use it. So, yeah. That's why in the first movie they have mentats, like human computers, as they breed these super genius people that can make, millions of calculations per second in their mind.
Uh-huh.
And those are like real, like they're alive computers, like people.
Yeah.
So,
Dude, I wonder if the photos are gonna turn out from that spot in La Jolla.
your film ones, I hope they turn out real good.
I don't think so because the film stock's obviously kind of weird. But I'm wondering if the fucking medium format will. The photo of us is gonna be sick because it's like you don't really get medium format photos.
Yeah, like
of
that.
people like that. You know,
hmm
that camera just happens to have a built-in timer, which most of them do not.
Which is pretty cool
Which is
feature, I
cool.
think. Yeah.
From like a camera from like the 50s or the
It
60s.
actually felt really like, how do I say it? Not like old timey, but it gave me like kind of a nostalgic feeling when you set it up and you're like, all right, I got the timer, and you hit it, and then you like you did like the little fast walk over.
Dude, how funny would it have been if I miscalculated, fucking fell, and like halfway through the frame was just me like
You on the ground, like or
rolling.
like me half surprised, like in the motion of helping you up, and you're just like on the ground.
for
Yeah.
the listeners, it's on a cliff in La Jolla or Torrey Pines, technically, I guess, right? Torrey
Yeah.
Pines, La Jolla,
Yeah.
and there's old wood like pylons with chain running through it.
Yeah, there's wooden posts where like the
so
dirt
you don't,
used
so you
to.
don't fall off the edge or whatever, so it deters you. But it looks like a wavy, like water erodes, so you get the water. Literally, what it is, water erosion.
Yeah,
so you have
the dirt's been
valleys.
eroded, so there's
Yeah, so you have to jump
trenches
over a
and
little,
stuff,
like
yeah.
trenches. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it literally looks like a little war area.
Yeah.
kind of. And so I had to set it up perfectly, get the framing right, hit the focus, cock the 10-second timer, pull the shutter, so I have 10 seconds mechanically to run over there,
Yeah.
get the shot. So I had to kind of do that from a higher elevation, run down, make it next to him, and I guess I just stood there and smiled. Like,
Yeah,
I didn't do anything, you know.
But the thought of you reaching like
Eating
you
shit.
take the first 8 steps perfectly, and then the second you go to like turn around and shift your weight on the dirt, you like slip and fall on your ass. That photo would have been
or
so
just like
funny.
sideways down into the trench to where
Yeah.
it's like all bad.
Or it's like you mid fall, but it's at that perfect moment where not even your hands and your feet are on the ground.
Yeah.
And your hair is like in that moment where it's like
The
swinging.
hat's flying forward like
Yeah,
this.
hat flying forward, hair in motion, freeze
That'd have been
frame.
my best photo, honestly.
Yeah, I would have loved to put that on the walls.
And the fact that it's medium format, so it's going to be high resolution film. That's fucking
See every
hilarious.
little detail.
That's fucking hilarious.
No, I'm excited for those pictures. The
That
ones
was
that
the
I
turn.
took, at least the ones that I edited those too,
Uh-huh.
because I had a little bit of time. Those ones came out pretty good. I was quite pleased with those. But that spot is very nice, man.
It's a dope spot.
I'm glad that we went because the lighting was perfect. It wasn't like too crazy windy. I feel like sometimes when you go to places like that and it's just like you feel like
Yeah.
you're being blown around everywhere. It's really annoying.
I don't feel like it's ever been windy there anytime I've ever been there. Unless it's like genuinely like a storm day.
Genuinely, yeah.
In which case I wouldn't be on that area.
No, but it was a nice drive, nice view.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
It was definitely a pretty dope day yesterday.
If we had had more time, I probably would have entertained going down the path to like reach
Yeah,
the
for
water. You
sure.
know, like I would have taken the time to go down there and take a couple more pictures and then gone back up.
I feel like the timing was still pretty solid.
Oh, dude, for sure. For like the what, like 45 minutes to almost an hour that we spent there.
The distance that we made, because it was from us all the way up to La Jolla. And I don't know the top route to get to the Torrey Pines area. I'm assuming you just keep going north on the highway.
I would
And
assume
now
so.
I know, but I was like, I just went the way I remembered to go, which was obviously down through La Jolla, make the right, follow the road, up the little zigzag.
Dude, and the time we made was good considering we had only like just under
Honestly, a little under
3
2
hours. It was like 2.5 maybe
Was it 2.5?
at most.
Because obviously we had to go up there, do what we wanted to do, and we weren't even really that rushed. Make it from Torrey Pines / La Jolla to North Park to the South Bay,
And then we had lunch too.
lunch, and then make it to the movies. Like we low key fucking killed that
Literally, we
shit.
made it after like the first 2 previews had gone.
Yeah.
Like I think we only watched 3 previews or something, right? And then the movie started.
Yeah. That's why I was surprised that it started. I was like, "What the fuck? Movies are starting?" But then I
Right.
forgot that we were technically late.
We came in halfway through the previews, but even still, like the time we made was really good, all things considered.
Yeah,
So
it was dope.
I would chalk that up as a really good day off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of what I've been chasing. I'll probably end up doing that again soon.
I mean, yeah. Now that
Or
it's
like
getting
even
sunnier.
walk around at the lower side.
The
hike up just sucks, probably.
it's not that bad.
It didn't look that bad.
It didn't look that bad.
It didn't look
Obviously,
bad at
like
all.
you just take your time and then take a break, turn around, take a photo,
Yeah.
chill, and then continue on your way.